Cambodia breast milk. Microphone check 1, 2.
Breast milk, come out and play.
Yo,
All right, guys.
we're live.
Y'all wanna talk about the elephant in the room or no?
Josh's dick.
Cut. Canceled.
Pause. Pause. B.
Pause. What's the elephant in the room?
Donda.
Donda. Yes, I do want to talk about that. I'd also like to say it's another episode of Live in the Record Room. Modified D&J, co-hosts, pending. We have
Big facts.
myself. We have the J of the D. Pause. Josh is here.
Pause.
We got Belz,
Pause.
a.k.a. Belzebub, a.k.a. Big
What
B.
up?
And returning guest, Nino Fetti.
Big pasta.
Big pasta. Stay tuned for that, for real.
Ask your mother
Rigatoni.
Ooh-wee.
for your mother.
Rigor mortis. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it is.
So, Kanye West. A.K.A.
Jesus.
the Joker. A.K.A. Jesus. Reincarnated to give us
The fiddler on the fucking roof.
Diddler on the Roof.
Drake's out.
Motherfucking Pied Piper.
Pyrex cannot break.
Too much heat.
This
what
one.
do you guys think of Donda?
Poo poo.
Poo-poo and pee-pee for sure.
On my mama, that's Donda.
I'm a mama.
His mama is Donda.
Donda.
Yep.
So we listened to it last night on the way home from work and had a really hard time.
Just to test it out.
We were like, should we listen to stuff we like or should we just check it out? We got to check it out at some point, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
We put it on. The first song was super fucking weird.
Yes.
And then it was that was the
intro.
The Donda chant, whatever.
Yeah.
The hypnotism, as
Yeah.
you
Okay.
Yes.
so intelligently pointed out, because I started to go cross-eyed while I was driving after like the 30th Donda I heard.
you had to skip it to the next song.
I felt like I was in a Jordan Peele movie for a second.
I've
where it was
heard,
like,
I've heard weird.
Donda.
I've heard weird intros. So you
I have
know.
too. Yeah, it just
Yeah, but
the rest of the album was still weird. It felt like to me
it was like his second gospel album.
it was gospel-y. It felt like Christian rock. It felt like I was back at a non-denominational church. You know, they have rock
Preachy.
guitar and preachy, and it's like, your God is an awesome God, he reigns, and like Jay-Z's trying to rap over that, and it's
I was just gonna bring that up. First feature on the album.
yeah.
I thought that was absolute trash.
Yeah, man. That's even tough to say, but it was bad.
All right, listen, before we go any further, I want to let everybody know that I am a Kanye West fan.
Yes.
I think that he is a genius and he can do great things. And we've all seen him do it. But the truth is, he missed on this one.
Yeah.
He definitely missed on this one. And this is a Kanye fan. I've been waiting. We've all been waiting as Kanye fans for Jay-Z to come back and reunite with Ye.
Yeah.
And blaze a track together. And the first track you give us is him. So we waiting. And I'm going to tell you, as a Jay-Z fan, more than I am a Kanye West
Same.
fan, I was more than disappointed. And it just was like, this what you give us? This what we wanted? This what y'all gave us? This what we waited on? All the hype.
I can't agree with you more on
Yeah,
that.
me too.
You know, like it's like Jay-Z was lazy. Beat was lazy.
The beat was like, where do you fill in there?
Yeah, like it was boring.
It didn't have structure to really
It
even.
was boring. Like who like, and the kids I feel bad about because the kids are so impressionable.
They don't know.
these
They don't know
days.
Jay-Z like we
And
know
they
Jay-Z.
really view Kanye as like a god, and everybody's gonna copy him. So now we're gonna have what you're gonna see in the future is
Damn, yeah.
a generation of trash ass music.
Yep. I mean,
Copying
we're kind of already
trash-ass
there.
Music.
We are kind of there, and not
Mainstream wise,
Yeah.
mostly. I mean,
Yeah, this shit is pop, man. Like
It's not even.
I used to consider Kanye like hip hop.
We were kind of talking about
He's
just the
doing
albums we
some
actually
other
liked,
shit.
like
Yeah.
A College Dropout, Graduation.
He went from working with people like Mos Def, Talib Kweli,
the Backpackers.
whoever is fucking relevant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Was
I
it-
don't care what you could do with Playboy Cardi.
I don't care if Playboy Cardi, DaBaby,
Yeah,
Lil
like-
Uzi's on your album.
Even
Get
Jay-
that shit
even
out
You
of
Jay-Z.
here.
got
at this
Jay-Z
point,
on there.
and it's not-
He's supposed to go crazy.
Yeah, he didn't.
And he hasn't been on anything in how
And you
long?
know what? It's making me to the point where, like, you know what? Maybe you should retire, Hov, because his last joint ain't really grabbed me like that with the Nas and
Yeah, that track
on the
didn't do it
DJ
either.
Khaled album.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, nah, he's just too rich, and I don't understand what the fuck he talking about. And it's like,
Belz said the exact same thing.
you know what I
Chris.
mean? Like,
He should have
He said
stopped.
Jay-Z should retire.
Like you like
yeah, like
whatever
if
rap
you can't-
career
yeah.
you had left, you tarnished it. Like
Yeah,
you should have
yeah.
just, you know,
We still respect you. Just sit
Oh,
in
for sure.
office.
Yeah,
you
just
know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Just
Yeah.
sit in office. Like, sit these ones out.
but like
Yeah.
I said, no, they're not. The kids these days aren't going to know the Jay-Z that we know, Reasonable Doubt, In My Lifetime, all that stuff.
I just think it's all gimmicky, man. Like, no, like Kanye shit he pushed the shit back 77 times.
Yeah.
And made everybody think it was gonna be something.
The
And
hype was more exciting than the actual album.
Did you guys see that he is now
Private
saying that
listening
he
parties.
didn't want the album to be
probably because
released?
Twitter was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, I think he did want it to be released, and now he's blaming his management team for releasing it because people are not fucking with it.
I was putting the baby on there. Why is the
Yeah.
baby even on there, nigga? We don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck about the baby?
Yeah, man.
You like I said, you worked with Talib Kweli, Mos Def, people like that. Like, why the fuck are you even? You couldn't be so more a cry for help to try to stay relevant. But the features on this album, bro,
Yeah.
like,
It's a God factor.
why are you? Why is Lil Baby on here?
Yeah, man.
Why? Like you supposed to be God tier. Why you ain't getting the only song I really liked was the Griselda song.
I didn't even get that far on the album.
Okay, so that's a lot to unpack, but I agree with like probably 99% of what you said.
Yeah.
Other than I'm not the biggest Kanye fan.
Yeah.
I liked an iteration of Kanye at a specific point in
I
time.
think he's a great producer.
And I think he has I think the music, as far as like, yeah, it was kind of like gospel-y, churchy, like weird.
You know,
the production
it's not
quality was
even that.
fantastic, but the thing is, I don't like the current Kanye, the like maxed out bipolar Christian Kanye.
Yeah,
I
man.
genuinely think that
It's
he thinks that
untreated
he
bipolar.
is another incarnation of like the solar God hero.
Yeah,
Like I think
and
he
that's
thinks he's
not
Jesus.
Okay, like,
And that's
people,
weird.
People, you know, oh, that's just him being creative. But what if it's not? What if it's like a mental health issue?
Yeah.
That's just like going untreated, and you can tell, man. Like, these songs have been overmixed, overproduced for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, you remember that song? He started doing it back in like Watch the Throne days. Remember that song, Going Ham? Mm-hmm. Like, that
Yeah.
song was hard, and then at the end of the song, what happened? A choir came out of nowhere.
Yeah, man.
And then the beat dropped, and then it was just a choir screaming for like 2 minutes, and it's like, why is this song still happening? It's overproducing that's happening, and people copying that, and that's how you get like
Shit
Travis
music.
Scott overproducing albums.
What was the
You know what I mean? And
the song with the? Oh, it was called Otis, the Otis Redding sample.
Yeah, that
he's
song was
screaming.
the shit.
It was great. God damn, you're right though. Just overproduction. Just give it. Just do
yeah,
it raw.
like you don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
And that's why he going to church music, because church folks are known, especially black church folks, are known for not knowing when to stop a song. That last solo will last forever. They will hold that last note for 2 minutes. I'm telling you, man.
No, man,
And he just taking that as an excuse to, and then being like, I'm a genius. No, nigga. You overdid it.
Yeah, and you're strange, and now you have like a God complex. Like and he was like, "I am God." I was like, "That shit's dope." But now that he's
Yeah.
like, "Hallelujah, Jesus," I'm like, "This shit is fucking weird." Also, it's not hard. Like Christian rap, church choir music isn't cool as far as rhythmic rap beats and flow go. It's not hard.
Yeah,
There's
and
nothing
a lot
fucking
of-
cool about this.
There's a lot of lackluster bars on there too. Like
Yeah.
what he say about, I know Adam wasn't black because a black man wouldn't
Yeah,
give Eve a rib. Like,
yeah, when we were listening
I
to it, I
heard
was
that,
like, that
and then
line
the
was
beat
fucking
dropped,
weird.
and I was like, boo.
Yeah, it was corny.
Y'all shit was garbage,
Yeah.
bro. Like, who's giving the okay on this shit, man?
I just miss the old soul samples, the beat production that he used to do back then,
he
and
can
now
do
it's
it.
just I don't even know what it
He
is.
can
It's
do
noise.
it.
It's
He's spending
obviously
too
every
much
piece of
time there.
noise is music, but it's just noise to me.
Yeah.
And I might sound old saying that, but I do not like it.
No, and Chris and I were having a conversation the other day to somewhat segue out of the Kanye, but also like what the impact is that he's having on the youth. We listened to Trippie's new album. We all have. And that shit was also, like, in a very different way, but in a very similar way as far as Kanye goes. That is going to influence younger artists. Like the TikTok, every beat on Trippie's new album. Dude, he had, same with Kanye, they had the greatest features you could ask for, right? You got Pop Smoke, you got Juice WRLD, feature, you got the X feature. Like, as far as like popular people that have either died or are still in pop culture, and it still was just like, oh fuck,
Man,
like
I feel
this
like
isn't
we got
it.
to the point where everybody's copying each other for so long that people forgot how to make albums.
Yeah,
And people forgot what good music is. And I ain't gonna say hip hop is dead, like I'm Nas or something, but like you really gotta dig for the good shit nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Totally.
the shit that's on the top and on the surface is so watered down that they don't even know what's good anymore.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
there's
do.
some real dudes out here putting in art.
So like, you have people that are listening to this Kanye album and thinking it's good, and then they're going to overproduce their productions.
We're about to have a weird generation.
We are going to have a weird generation. And then you have Trippie, who has always sort of been a chameleon. And no disrespect or hate, but like when X was alive, he made X music. When Juice WRLD was alive, he made Juice WRLD type music. He even had the MGK thing. When MGK went pop punk after Eminem fucking destroyed
The
him,
Travis Barker shit.
he had and he featured on MGK with Travis Barker. Trippie's new album, Neon Shark, was all pop rock, and Travis Barker drummed on it. It's like he's always adapted what he thinks is popular. And then with this shit, it's like his new album, he has all the features, but it's like he took the one TikTok song that he got popular for and just you clicked through it, and each beat was just a it was a video game of the same four chords, just reversed.
I like Trippie, man, but I think he got a long way to come when it go to finding his sound. Still, he's good for what he could do, but like, you know, he gotta find his sound, and I feel like when he do that, he gonna be a good artist.
I think
he got the work ethic. Like, he putting out a new project every like 6 to 8 months, and like you be like, okay, this one was different from the last, but it's like consistent. Like once he find his groove, he gonna be good.
I
But
think
right
a lot
now,
of it too has a lot to do with like social media, and you can get everyone's viewpoint, everyone's opinion. Back then, when you're making an album, you're locked in the studio, whatever,
social
and you're
media is a big
with
thing.
the artist. If you're doing a feature, that artist is in the studio with you. Now you're just sending everything, and you're just zoned in. Now it's on your own comments, looking at stuff like trash.
You know
or
what?
There's a
And the
reflection.
social
And
media thing
it'll
is
fuck you up.
Yeah, I think so.
So you can't be yourself.
He
when
is
you're
a bit of
making
a
music.
product of that. Like, oh, MGK's doing well, I can do that. And then it mirrors what the
Yeah.
comment
Yeah.
section's saying, and then you get this like weird aberration of,
Mm-hmm.
what you used to be. Where Kanye, I think, is very much doing what he wants, but he's just on this weird Christian kick. Like, and it doesn't fucking work.
It's like
dude.
he doesn't
It's
give
weird.
a fuck because he knows people are gonna listen to it. But
Yeah. But yeah.
Dang.
Anyway,
Social media, man.
you guys
Yeah.
want to talk about a fucking good album? How about Boldy James' new shit?
Rah.
And I know this has been out for a couple weeks, but
I love everything Griselda is doing, and I think that West Side Gun is a good producer. The way he pick out from the art on the album covers to the features to the beats, and it's just so real boom bap hip hop. It's just raw.
yeah, I think it's
you
I think
can
it's like
feel that shit.
the opposite of what the
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is too. Is going back to the Kanye stuff. You're overproducing, like Chris said. With that, they're putting out albums every month or two, and it's just raw. You know, they probably lay it down once or twice, whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
and they're all on each other's stuff. So when you get a Boldy album or you get a West Side Gun album, you get Rock Marcy on there, you get Stove God on there, you get Conway. It's just like they're a fucking unstoppable team.
That's great. Yeah, it's like back in the day when Rockefeller was doing shit, or like D Block
State
was
property
doing shit.
and-
You know what I
and-
mean? Like, it's good for rap.
Yeah, think about that. Rockefeller had state
That
property,
you know why though?
diplomats.
Go back to social media. This was before you had your fans telling you what to do.
Yeah.
All you
And
had
you
was
see that in more than just music, and that's why we can switch to the next topic. We see that more in music than in anything, though. Like, it's even in TV shows, it's in movies, it's in everything. Like, you ever watch a TV show and they use too many fucking like hashtag words?
Yeah, I have.
You know
actually.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
where they're trying to
like
be relevant.
It's too relevant.
Like it's lit.
Yeah, like,
In the character, you're like, would the
Oh,
character actually
God.
say that? Yeah.
yeah,
Facts.
like it's to the point where like terms like that would go like in every 6 months, and you go back and watch that show next year, and you're like, this shit is dated.
So,
You know what I mean?
Candyman, how was it?
I like Candyman.
Did they say it's lit? Were they
Oh,
using
no.
pop culture terms, or was it
Thank God,
true to
no.
its urban legend self?
It was good. I don't know how much I can say about it without giving away any spoilers, but I can
Was it better than the
definitely
old
say
one, the first one?
I think it brought all of them together,
Mhm.
and it's good to have. It's good for Black people to be represented as horror movie figures, and yeah, he was whooping ass. Jason,
Without having to have the name Black in front of it. Black Candyman.
Right. He was just Candyman. He wasn't Black Panther.
Right.
He wasn't Black Dynamite.
Like black superheroes. You got to
Yeah,
have black in
yeah.
front of it.
Yeah, he was just Candyman, and yeah, it was good, man. It was good for me.
It's on my radar, and I watched The Invisible Man too, which felt like some kind of homage to Candyman, a little bit. You know,
The
you say his
Invisible Man
name
was
and
creepy.
you blow, into the thing or whatever. And
Wait,
Lamb.
hold up on the Candyman thing.
Oh, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you ever hear on the very first Candyman, the actor, he got stung by like hundreds of bees?
Legitimately, he got stung.
Yeah.
The actor himself. Wow. Yeah, I haven't heard that, but I have heard of like anomalies taking place on the sets of horror movies, like The Exorcist,
Amityville.
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, yeah.
Like a ton of actors died from that.
Yeah.
And there were some really like what they were supposed to do. Steven Spielberg, I think, did that
What?
movie, Poltergeist. But anyway,
I don't know.
whether he did or didn't, the whole premise of that movie, 80s horror movie, a bunch of people died on it. It was like Reagan economics essentially, but they were building, like the place was haunted because they built homes on an Indian burial ground, right? Well, I'm not sure if it was Spielberg, but the costume or set designer ended up using real skeletons.
Yeah.
And so like they made a movie about getting haunted by desecrating the dead, and they fucking desecrated the dead on set and used real dead bodies, like real skeletons and bones, and then all this fucked up shit happened to the actors over like the Poltergeist trilogy. Like the little girl died in the plane crash, like very, very strange shit. And it was like a list.
Do you
like,
think that would have happened nowadays, though?
In what way?
In which way of social media? Do you think people would have got word that they were doing that and stop it before it happened? Social media would have had like the people.
they probably
out there,
you mean
like,
they would have like can't like
Yeah,
they're
they
using
would've
bones, they would have
canceled
canceled.
them.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, that could
like the
absolutely be a
pipeline
possibility.
shit?
Well,
you
think
know what
about,
I mean?
Yeah.
What was that movie? Cannibal Holocaust. People thought all that shit was real and it was banned. It's basically still banned. Like you can't get it anywhere.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. I mean there's
So
something
do
to be
you
said.
think that the social media has a positive or negative effect?
Negative all day.
Because like we said, they could have stopped them from digging up an Indian burial ground just by being woke and online
Yeah.
and knowing shit. But at the same time, they're influencing writers to write trash ass scripts because
It's a double edged
everything,
sword.
everybody's sensitive about everything.
Yeah, you can't
Not
win.
to
You
be
can't win with it.
insensitive to anything, but like, it's blocking the creativeness of what can be happening. You know what I mean? Like,
Let's put it this way: like, it's great that if Kid Rock, for instance, goes on a racist rant and someone films it, that he loses fucking Little Caesars Arena and his deal. Like, I don't mind that shit at all. I'm like, cool, fuck you. You shouldn't get money. Blah blah blah. But also, if it's a reflecting pool of like an artist reading the comment section and then becoming a product of what we were kind of discussing earlier, then it's bad. And social media is like also heavily fucking addictive. It's like pure dopamine and serotonin and depression.
I
Like,
think it's starting to have an effect on entertainment and artists.
Well, you have a lot of athletes and artists coming out saying, I deleted my social media accounts, or I was sifting through the comments too much and it was fucking my mental
You
state
think
up.
Prince had a Twitter?
No, not at all. No, he was in his own world, like,
You think,
legitimately.
you know what I mean? You think we would have as good a music as we had from the music back in the day if Elton John had a Twitter back in the day?
I don't know, man. We're in a different world. That's where I'm
You
like,
know what I mean?
I was kind of joking about the cat girls, but I think we're headed there with, like, as far as like
It's a distraction.
emojis go and social media goes and character sleeves and skins on games go. Eventually, like, we're gonna have rappers, just as like animated figures.
But the social media thing, I think, if society today is, I mean, it's
It's
back and forth. Like I'm talking about being like everything is
Everything
like,
is
certain things are
online.
more accepted now than they were back then, but also people are even more sensitive now.
Yeah.
So like let's say like you said Elton John, or even like if you had Queen like Freddie Mercury, and you had social media back then, would it be more accepted, or would they just be getting shit on? So
Right.
who knows? I mean,
it
it's hard
might
to
have
say.
saved their lives because like if you follow your favorite artist on Instagram, you pretty much know what they're doing every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't have that for them. So maybe if Jimi Hendrix had 1 million people that loved him, following him every day, he might not have. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe if, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's just such a weird thing. And everything now is online, which brings us to our next topic, which is
That's gonna be a thing now.
OnlyFans.
Ooh-wee.
Sex online.
Man. This is a big one.
Ooh-wee.
And also, we'd like to do a little disclaimer. We're 3 dudes sitting in a room. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not trying to
Which
offend
we're gonna have
anyone or
some
do anything.
I got my
female
toes
we
out
would-
too,
for this
so
one.
We got the toes out. We would love to have put them toes away.
We're not slut shaming.
only toes.
We're not kink
Belz.
shaming.
At
Cash
Belz.
at me.
Cash at me. No, god damn. But yeah, no slut shaming, none of that shit. And also, I'm a proponent
Never.
for it. But what we would have liked to have is like a female perspective, like from this. But we can still talk about it. I mean, fuck, guys have OnlyFans too. People use that shit. Like,
What I can say about it is, from a business perspective, you got people creating their own hours, working for themselves, and not punching the clock. Regardless of what they're doing, they should not get that right taken from them.
Absolutely not.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just some capitalist bullshit.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be able to work from home and make a lot of money.
Right.
They want you working for them.
yeah,
They want you working in their McDonald's for
the restaurants need servers.
$8.97.
Well, I think
You know what I mean?
it's great for the people. Economically, it's not the best because they're like, I'm gonna make all this money. Fuck going to a job.
Yeah,
You know-
I'm a diddle in the bedroom. Yep,
Why not?
and make 10 grand a month, maybe more.
Who
I mean,
knows?
Like,
I
the
don't-
top 1% of OnlyFans are the
Millionaires,
numbers are
100%.
astronomical. It's fucking 6-7 figure, like crazy shit, right? So they were going to cancel it. Just for anybody that's not like fully caught up on this, they were going to remove illicit content, and then the backlash of the last couple weeks, they just released a statement. Last week that said
2 days ago.
going forward, we are going to keep it there. We, respect and protect our audience. And it's almost like what we were talking about, like where social media is so influential now.
Yep.
They're reading fucking comments. They're reading tweets. They're checking everything, all the pages.
Oh, we know social media has the power.
Yeah.
You remember the Sonic movie?
The original
go
one.
read-
Stopped them
No.
and made them redo that movie.
bro, they
because
had to go
everybody
redo the
said,
CGI.
"Boo."
Well, in that case, it worked.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, like-
yes, yeah.
It can change the effects
The
of
course
an
of
election.
time.
That would have ruined
You know
whole
what I
Sega
mean?
Genesis
Like,
for me.
It would have.
It can change history. Sonic was somewhat saved.
Yeah, but OnlyFans seemed like it was saved by this, and I think it's okay. But then the dark side of OnlyFans for me now is, like, we talked about the good stuff, but the dark side for me is it allows a place for people with sick fucking kinks. And I said I wasn't gonna kink shame, but there's a difference between kink shaming and just straight up like pedophilia. You know what I mean? It's like, who's filtering this shit out?
Right.
Who's making sure that the people that's on like lists are not like, requesting content that resembles child pornography.
Yeah.
Or who knows that they're not.
But also, the
filtering through
creator
child
has the
porn.
choice to put that out there or decline.
But you're talking about people that's that's growing up in the generation of just like being ran by money and clout and fame.
Yeah,
and,
kids have cell phones.
Yeah, like.
Are you talking about
the
like
social
having
media
a younger
thing is
person
deep, like it's
on there?
raising people? You
He's
know what
talking
I mean?
about. Well, I'm sure what I took from that is like it could be actual child pornography or promoting pedophilia in the sense of like adults catering to pedophilia like kinks, which is like that's a whole nother like we could go into like hentai with that kind like that is a broad thing.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying where like OnlyFans could lead into some.
Yeah, like
it's
where
just
do
another
you,
brick.
what I'm saying is, where do we draw the line, and how do you draw the line?
Yeah, man, that's a big
it's
one.
it's a big thing, and like
legalities.
Yeah, I mean age, consent, and stuff like that. But yes, like boundaries are constantly being pushed, and I think since technology has been so like it's increased on such a hyper level that the boundaries that I was just alluding to are also being pushed at the same level that technology is growing. And I'm not talking about pedophilia. I'm just talking about censorship in general,
doors for like,
ratings in general, like
sex
drug use in
trafficking.
general. It's opening the doors for everything.
Yeah,
It's almost like we're getting
It's
to
like-
the Silk Road where
it's like the black market is
Yeah.
becoming more
mainstream.
mainstream.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
trying
mean,
to say.
sex work just 5 years ago was not a thing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and now it's
used to
enormous.
just-
Even
call
to
them
be gay in the
hookers.
90s was still like there was a
Yeah.
platform for politicians
Mm-hmm.
to be anti-gay. Like there is so much that's happened in the last 20 years that's being trans to me is the new gay as
Oh,
far as
for
like 20
sure,
years
for
ago.
sure.
So like what's
Yeah.
20 years from now and you know like what does that look like and that
I
shit should
think
be
that we are progressing quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it goes back to again social media. People being able to connect with people around the world.
yeah.
You know, it's a huge thing. We should call this session the social media session because everything,
The social
all
dilemma.
of our point is
on
going
Candyman,
into-
on Candyman.
It's a good I mean we could genuinely talk about this for hours, but like another good thing about it, connecting people. Back in the day, you had to hang out with a kid who was also at the pool, and you could find out that that kid was a shithead. But like you were just like, well, that's my friend. Like that's the guy that lives down the street, and I have
Yeah.
his home phone number. Now it's like you don't have to fucking put it like if
You
you're
gotta
smart.
deal with snot nosed Johnny no more.
Exactly, man. You don't, but a lot of people I think like I don't know if kids' brains and our brains as just humans in general are equipped to continue with the rise of technology. That we have like certain sensors.
I think we are, and I think that people are capitalizing off of it.
Sure.
And that's why we having all these YouTube famous people, which brings us to our next topic.
I wasn't even done with OnlyFans, so let's go.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't care.
The Jake Paul fight. Jake Paul and his brother have
Have their own OnlyFans.
they probably
I mean,
do.
man,
Pause.
But they got rich off social media.
they rode the wave of everything we're talking about as far
Exactly.
as the curvature
It's all coming
of
full
technology
circle.
rising.
Who
These
would have
kids,
ever thought Logan Paul is going to fight
Anybody.
arguably the greatest boxer of all time?
Never ever. Like if that was a bet in Vegas, the odds would have been, blank to 1.
If you bought that fight, fuck you. Did you buy it?
No, I went
Okay.
to somebody else.
Like to me, that's just like it's just a money grab on both sides, and it's so blatant.
Yeah.
Like it's not an actual fight. Why are you buying this shit?
It was pretty bad. But you know what though? I will say, because I did watch the fight, that the fighters that were on the card before them, they were good. Like,
Yeah, that
it
was-
put them on a platform to be seen. It was a female boxers on there that was like really good, and like not a lot of people would not have heard of them if they probably wasn't on the thing. But
Yeah, I think it was a
Except
money
for
grab.
what Tommy Fury? That's
yeah, that one
Tyson
was
Fury's.
good.
Is that his son or his brother?
I think it was his son.
Yes, son.
His son?
I think so.
Yeah.
Shit. But he's trash. That's what they want to book for the next Jake Paul fight, and I'm like, I don't think he's.
This
that
is
good.
a whole nother like subcategory of social media like weirdness. Celebrity boxing has become super popular throughout COVID and a little bit before.
Because the Paul brothers have capitalized on it.
Yeah.
They capitalized on social media in general, and it's kind of like genius. I'm like, low key.
They are marketing geniuses.
Yeah,
I
don't
didn't
like
think
them,
of it
but
first.
they
You
did
know
it,
what I
dude.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
they're kids from Ohio that made fucking YouTube videos, and now they're
all you gotta do is talk shit, and people are gonna be drawn to it.
Like, you mean to tell me I could have just been capping my way through?
I could be like, hey, I want to fight Jorge Masvidal.
It's about
You grab his
they
attention,
figured out-
then everybody
They
listens.
figured it out, and you know what? These people are gonna be different now too. Like coming up, like we were talking about how music is gonna change because of social media, but I think people are gonna change too because like people are being raised off social media. Like my son and his friends. They don't hang out like how we used to hang out back in the day. Like
they
we used
Discord.
to ride each other. We used to ride bikes, to
Riding
each
on the
other's
pegs,
house and,
riding on the
and
front.
play outside and shit.
Totally.
They'd go to each other's house and they'd just sit up on the phones and just, hey, you see this happening? You know what I'm
or
saying?
they don't hang out and they just go on Discord, or they watch
they
other people
just-
play video games online, or
Exactly.
like even like I'm heavy into Magic the Gathering. Me and my friends, even it'll be fucking 5 of us. One person will go live and we'll all watch one person play the deck and we all talk about it. But like kids are doing that on a massive scale. Like as far as Twitch and Discord go, they don't go fucking hang out and do shit. Like they're just like, all right, which one of you has the controller? Let's all psychoanalyze this game, or just like look at our phones.
The crazy thing is though too is we can, and I'm the biggest advocate of it. Like I love, you ride your bike to your homie's house, you know where everyone's at because all the bikes are out front. You know, we can be like, oh, these kids are on social media all day, but all 3 of us are guilty. Not one of us could not be on social media for a whole day.
No, for sure.
Or not even just be on our phone in
I'm
general.
on that
But what
shit.
I mean,
I'm addicted
by
to it.
Yeah.
They are being raised by it.
Yeah,
is
That's
different.
that's completely
For sure.
different.
Like we
That
was
is true.
raised different,
Yeah.
and we just got introduced to it. They're actually being raised by it. Like my son is in the 7th grade. Last year he had a class on coding in the 6th grade.
We were just talking about that yesterday.
What
with
classes
MySpace.
did you take in the 6th grade?
Bro, algebra?
Exactly.
We were like just finishing cursive,
Fucking
and they were just
kickball?
like
Everything is
removing it
digital
from
now.
the.
Do they even have gym in school
My
anymore?
son did. My son had a back to school. He went back to school today.
disc golf and gym?
You remember going back to school when you was a kid? What
Yeah.
was back to school shopping like?
The best thing ever.
Yeah, that because
Target.
clothes,
You lay your
but not
clothes
even
out
that.
in the morning or the night before.
Notebooks,
Yeah, notebooks.
rulers,
Yeah.
pens, shit
Binders.
Yep.
Like that. No,
You don't get any of that.
it's a fucking tablet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how
I mean,
they being raised.
Wow, man.
My daughter just started 3rd grade, but yeah, I can't even imagine
Yeah.
that shit. You want to get the freshest fucking spiral fucking binder,
Yeah,
the best
it's
pencils.
not like that no more.
Yeah.
These kids is being raised on social media. Music is being affected by social media. Entertainment is being affected by social media. And what is social media?
Us.
It's us.
Yeah, but it's a projection of us.
Exactly.
It's an image of us. It's a idea of us. It's a hashtag of us. It's some kind of.
Because you can do and say whatever the fuck you want to, no matter
Yeah.
how real it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can edit, you can crop, you can Photoshop, you can put a filter on. Like there's so much illusion involved in it, and then we're making real life decisions based on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Just like if you post something on Facebook and someone's like, "Oh fuck you, you cocksucker," they're not going to say that to you in real life.
That's a whole nother
And-
aspect of it too.
And that's another problem.
It is. It's like road rage in a way. Like,
but you know what? Like you said earlier, when I was like, "What is social media?" You said it's us. It's kind of not that. Deeper than that. It's like it's us if we was brave enough to be us. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's an
ain't-
idea of us.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
like it go back to like what Drew was saying. Like people that's saying "fuck you" on the internet, they ain't saying "fuck you" in real life.
Right.
So it's a different version of yourself.
Yeah.
It's like a higher form of version of yourself. It's like the internet and social media is everybody's ego put
Bro,
together.
It's an alter ego.
You
in a
know what I
way.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a collective ego for sure, and it gets damaged, and it gets attacked, and it gets
For a lot of people,
contributed to.
it lets you be who you aspire, want to be, but you're not.
Yeah, and a lot of people like we're talking about younger kids, they don't know who they are, so then they're looking to this Like now we can just call it like the super ego of the collective conscious. Like that's what we're talking about. They're looking to this and finding different facets of it and then making their personalities based on that. But these are just projections of reality. They're ideas of who you know, I can talk shit here, but I would never do it in real life. Or I can make this avatar and have this skin here, but I could never do it in real life. Or I can crop and Photoshop my face and my body the way here, but I could never look like this in real life.
And just the lack of human interaction. Like you said, like being a bartender, a server, you get a kid that's whatever you want to call it, Gen Z. Say, hey, what would you like to drink, man? Head down, can't even look you in the eyeballs and just say you want a fucking Coke.
Yep. We were having that conversation last night.
So difficult for kids these days.
Yeah, they not all of them, but a large majority. Like being in the service industry and having to make eye contact and talk with people day in and day out. A lot of kids, they either have a tablet or they can't look at you in the eyes, or they're super quiet and timid.
And they have a doctor's note too. Like,
right?
They have a doctor's note like, hey, I have anxiety.
You gotta have a bracelet on.
You know what I mean? Like, I know
that shit's a badge now.
I know a girl that has an
Not the
OnlyFans page, doesn't have a job because she told her psychiatrist and her therapist that the thought of having a job and the stress of having a job makes her want to commit suicide. So she got a doctor's note for life.
But like,
wow,
like I don't have to get a job.
And
I'ma just, but you got enough the balls to
put your pussy all out on there.
Put your pussy on live for $1,000.
Yeah, mental health has been like more focused on than ever, which is great. But it's being used by certain people. You know, and I'm not saying it's even being used by her. Maybe she really does feel that type of way. Like it's hard to distinguish, and that's what makes it tough in some ways. A lot of that shit is really true. But other people are just like, they can bandwagon it, or they go, this is an identity. Being insulted or being having a mental illness is a badge. It's an identity.
That's why I have a conflict, though, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just saying, like, for, like you said, like, people that actually do have these mental illnesses.
Yeah.
You know, even myself, anxiety and depression. And I had that when I was 12, 13, and I had no idea what the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't tell my friends because that wasn't even a thing now. Now you can just be like, yeah, I have anxiety and depression.
Yep.
But do you really?
Yeah.
You know, you don't know who or who doesn't actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's almost cool too.
Yeah.
Is it because of social media, though?
Well, and music, culture. I mean, we can even say just culture at this point.
Do you think that it's creating the excuse for that?
Partly.
Or do you think that it's creating anxiety for people?
I think both. I think it's perpetuate because we know from studies that this causes anxiety and depression. Mm-hmm. Because when you don't have it, it's almost like a withdrawal off the drug. Anyone that needs to know what we're talking about, watch The Social Dilemma. It's a great documentary. It came out like a fucking year ago or whatever. It's the dopamine. Even the very light from the fucking device keeps you awake and stimulates you. Yeah. But also then the validation comes of, did I get enough likes? Did I get enough shares? Even if it's subconscious. And some people are way more worse than others. Yes. You know, just the sad boy rap of 2016, 17, 18. Like it's cool to be sad all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Like the Little Peep, Juice WRLD, all this shit. Like that's promoting a culture of, oh, I'm sad. Like the icon's a fucking sad face. Mm-hmm. Goth boy clique, sad boys. Like, so yes, there is depression and anxiety being pushed of like, oh, I'm different. You know, it fits the loner archetype of like, and it's not anything revolutionary. Think about the emo fucking shit that we had when we grew up. Like emo's not dead. Like cutting was a thing. I mean, when we were in high school and middle school to cut. Yep. So this is just a hyper incarnated part of that. But I think, so to answer your original question, I think it promotes it and it perpetuates it.
What do you think is, I'm sorry, what was you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, and to go off Belz's point, like it kind of like waters down the pool as far as who really has these issues and people who are just like, I was emo for 3 years.
Right.
Trendy.
Yeah. And it's almost like you can't even, how much of that is conscious?
Yeah.
You know,
because you can tell your doctor anything. They basically like, have to believe you. Like you said, she got a doctor's note because she said she was suicidal about the thought of getting an actual job. So where can a doctor draw the line?
They can't quantify that with medical equipment. Like if you go in and say, I'm going to fucking kill myself, I'm sad. Yeah. They can't put you in a fucking machine and go, well, your levels say otherwise. Like that, right. We're not there yet. So, okay, let's bring this on a brighter note. and this is our next topic.
Yeah.
I went in, and this man is probably the pinnacle of everything that's right and wrong with social media. I went and saw Riff Raff last week.
The neon icon.
The neon icon,
Oh,
right? So
God,
let's
yeah.
end this with a fucking cherry
He
on
is-
top, my
he
friends.
is definitely, if social media was a person.
Yes. What was the meme you sent me the other day?
If there was a genie inside of gas station boner pills,
Yep.
and it was a
would be
picture of
Riff
Riff Raff
I
in like
saw
an
that.
American. Oh, okay. So
That was hilarious.
guys, he is a total product of meme culture, of rap. You know, like he's Riff Raff. You either know him or you
He's
don't.
the
Well,
Jake
like I
Paul
said,
of rap.
He's a fucking icon. He's an emoji in gamer discords. Like I can respond, and you know how you can like, love, react, thumbs down shit. I can do a Riff Raff to a fucking
Wow.
sentence somebody says. Just for context.
we were talking about this the other day, and I remembered him from something before music, and he was on an MTV reality show, and I'm not even kidding. This was probably like 2008.
Yeah.
It was called like From G's to Gents or something like that.
Oh, God.
It was like a Flavor of Love type show, and that motherfucker was on there.
That was an error too.
Big, skinny white dude with braids, and everyone was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
I'm just trying to blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
God
He
damn.
is a big dude, though.
He's
man.
big,
I've seen
man.
him in
He should
person
just
before.
join WWE, and I swear to God,
The neon icon.
He made it.
He made it.
Dave East.
let's
The
give us
cocaine,
a
the
rundown
codeine.
of this show, Josh.
Let me tell you about.
We want to
this
hear
shit.
about the event. What happened,
What happened
leading up
at
to this
the
event?
event?
What happened inside of the venue? Let's talk about it.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
This was like the most grimy experience I've ever in Ann Arbor in general. So I go with a couple friends, and mind you, these guys are the gamers that we're talking about, like the Discord dudes. Like they're Magic the Gathering guys. Like one of the dudes is probably like almost 10 years younger than me, and he likes Riff Raff. Like, but as a joke, because that's a whole other fucking thing.
But
like,
who is an
that-
actual fan?
But he
of?
could see, yes. How could you actually be a Riff Raff fan? But I found that out by going to the
Respectively.
show that there are Riff Raff fans.
respectively.
And it's sort of like a modern incarnation of like ICP. It felt like Juggalos almost, like Insane
whoop.
Clown Posse type stuff.
I can
you know,
see that.
yeah. And Riff Raff, respectfully, like shout out, dude. You're fucking cool. You made it. That shit was fun. I had a great time. It was funny. You know, you should be a wrestler for real.
No, but
The neon icon.
talk about the goddamn venue.
So before
Juggalo-
the venue, you ready? This shit was even crazier. We went to Slurping Turtle, great ramen place in Ann Arbor. Check it out. We're like, should we walk? Should we walk to the fucking Blind Pig? Should we not? It was like half a mile away. We decide to drive. So we get in our car. We're off a side street off Liberty in downtown Ann Arbor, and there's these two dudes, and they're like juking back and forth around the corner off Liberty in the side street that we're on. And one of the dudes is like 6'3", black dude, big, like XXXL, like blue t-shirt, and he's probably like 130 pounds. And the other dude is shorter in like a wool fucking U of M sweatshirt, and it's like 95 degrees. And they're like juking, and we're like, oh, look at these guys. They're fucking just like joking around. And the dude with the big t-shirts all of a sudden he has a steak knife in his hand, and he's stabbing the fucking brick wall of a salon outside, broad daylight, welcome weekend
Are we
for
talking
U of M.
steak knife or like
Butcher knife, like bro,
like chef
like
knife?
6-inch knife.
Okay.
Big fucking knife. And I'm in a car, so I don't have my glasses on.
Right.
He's got a big knife, and he's stabbing a fucking brick wall, screaming. Other dude books it, runs. There are people walking in the crosswalk. No one's seen this. He walks from where he's stabbing into the road by our car, and he's probably from me to the record area, squatting in the road, talking to himself with the knife, looking around, looking at our car. And we're just like, holy, like we couldn't even fathom what the fuck was going on. It was in broad daylight. We were like, holy
PCP.
fucking shit. Something, dude. I shit you not. Car pulling up left on Liberty, police cruiser. Window down, dude's fucking whistling. Saw nothing. Missed the whole thing. Guy sees the cop car, gets up, goes up against the wall, drops the knife, spin moves down an alleyway and disappears. And we were just like, there's no one behind us. No one stopped him. The cop didn't see him. We were literally probably the only 3 fucking people that saw that
He was a
interaction.
ghost.
And we were like, oh my God. Okay. That was right before the Riff Raff show. We're like, all right, that's the energy for the night. Let's go. Let's go. You got to, like,
All beforehand.
man. So we get to the venue, right? Oh my God. We get to the venue. I'm tiptoeing in my Jordans. I wore my fucking beat up old like 15-year-old Jordans or whatever, right? And the first dude I see, bigger guy, probably like 300 pounds, like big, bigger guy, like, but he's short. He's a short dude, and he's joking. He's like, I'm tiptoeing in my Jordans, big beard, fucking gave me like ICP Juggalo vibes, to be honest. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, man, me too. And he's like, ha ha, and like hit me. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. We go in. It's the Blind Pig. If you guys have ever been there, it's a fucking hallway. It's like an old grimy hallway. We're in. The whole merch team is just, hey man, what's going on? You guys, is that Fago? You got, that.
Well, you had the Desto Dub.
I had
shit
the whole fit on. I had the whole Desto Dub fit on. There's like 6 openers, right? Riff Raff finally comes out. The dude that I met, who was tiptoeing his Jordans before the show starts, Big Boy gets on stage, and Riff Raff is like not about it. Like he's just like, security pushes the dude off. The crowd pushes him back up. Security fucking launches him off. And he's crowd surfing. And it's 10 people holding this dude. Like he is a big short guy. And like I can see he's a big short guy. This chode of a man is flying on top of the crowd. First song for the Riff Raff show. And some fucking bro, this is important for the context. Some fucking bro had broken a glass. They serve drinks in glass at this venue, which I think is just so stupid. Broke it, and then I can see him, and he's kicking it underneath the girl standing in front of him. And this other guy is like, what the fuck are you doing? And I can see them arguing. You know how you can like kind of watch people, like you get like little vantage points from fucking shows. You can watch interactions. And these two are about to fight over broken glass. This dude, no one picks it up, by the way. So it's there. This dude's crowd surfing. He's coming right for the broken glass. And I see the crowd part, like people are like, it's not like some girl or, a lightweight person or the artist that's in there. Like people are partying. They're like, he's going to fall and he's going to fucking crush me. So I'm like, oh my fucking God, he's about to fall. I put my hand up. Boom. Like full back. Hits the ground. Head ricochets off the fucking ground. His glasses go flying. His hat goes flying. His fucking shoe comes off. He falls so hard. He missed the broken glass by 2 feet.
Jesus.
It took 3 of us to get him up. And all the while, Riff Raff's like, I'm going to show you how to be a man, how to be a boss. I'm like, this is a fucking fever dream. Like, what is going on right now? We get him up, and he's like, whoa, like fucking concussed. Starts dancing. He's like, thanks, man. Like, blah, blah, blah. He's got some Quasimodo-looking person. I don't know what they were. Like, seriously, I don't know. And they start fighting. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is insane. This is insane.
Like a thick golem.
Honest to God, like some Quasimodo thick golem. And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I genuinely did not know, like, when they were scrapping, like, if he was hitting
sometimes.
Yeah, man. So they're fucking doing their thing. I'm just like, I'm mixture between watching him on stage. I'm sorry I'm talking so much, but this show is just insane.
Well,
it's my segment.
Dude.
It's my show.
It's your fucking show.
We weren't at the show. We don't know. So these two are fighting. Riff Raff only played, bro. And I talked to the merch guys. They were like, yo, we went really hard in Philly last night. And they had played New York the night before. So I think they were super all like down. He didn't go out until like 11:20.
Damn.
And he played maybe 45 minutes. And it was good, dude. He came out, but I saw him in the back because you can see where the artists are in the Blind Pig. And he was slamming a tall boy before he came out. Riff Raff was. And then he gets out.
Why do I picture a Four Loko, though?
Maybe it was, bro. Maybe it was, for real.
That make more sense. That's more Riff Raff.
Once again, did not have my glasses, so we'll just say it's a Four Loko for
count it, yeah.
For the social media meme aspect. It definitely was. He comes out and he doesn't say shit to the crowd, bro. Throughout the show, he's just like, turn the sound up, and he's got his shades on. It was like what you had described when you went and saw him. It was background. Like he was a silhouette, dude. I couldn't get a photo of him. Like. It was smoke.
It was a muscly ass silhouette
literally
behind the smoke screen. I thought
he looked like the Ultimate
Triple
Warrior.
H was about to come out and suplex somebody.
That's what it felt like. And he had lasers and smoke. It felt like an
WWE.
intro for a wrestler. Yeah. So at the end, he plays tiptoeing in my Jordans, right? And he's like, this is what he says to the crowd. This is what you guys have been waiting for. And he plays
in that tone.
Not like this is what you've been waiting for. He was just like, this is what y'all been waiting for. Like somewhere in between that, right? and he plays Tiptoeing on My Jordans, and he goes, "Do you guys want to hear something new?" And everyone's like, "Yeah!" And he plays the shit, and it's like Diplo-y, techno, like house music, and he's like doing this to get people to clap, and people aren't clapping. He drops the mic and walks off stage.
He knew this
Dick
shit was
move.
weed.
And the fucking DJ was like, I was watching him. He did not know what was going on. He went, like, cut the music, and he was like, "All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a good night." And the lights went on, and people were fucking pissed. People were, like, confused, angry. Like, there was no encore. There was not. He just left. He just up and left. He was like, "This is my new shit." No one was vibing with it. Dropped the mic, fucking left.
Probably hit him that night. Like, fuck, I'm gonna have to make some shit like my old shit.
He was checked out.
Man. And you know what he said? It's funny you say that. He posted on his story after the show. I checked it when I got home. He went to the studio, this dude in Ann Arbor, production guy that I was telling you about who did shit with Vezzo and Future. He went and recorded with him that night. So I don't know if he had a fucking coming to God moment epiphany where he's like,
man, I gotta make a
He's
Tiptoeing
like, that
in
ain't
my
it.
Jordans.
That ain't it.
man, they really like Tiptoeing in My Jordans, but they didn't like the new shit. So he went and recorded that night. Probably found a way to get back up and get his spirits lifted. But
I wonder how.
yeah, there's a couple ways. Social media isn't one of them. It just doesn't work fast enough. So yeah, I saw fucking Riff Raff, guys. It's checked off my my bucket list of
Yeah.
Well, we got
meme
plenty
icons.
of good shows coming up
Man, we
in
really
the
do.
local area
We
soon.
really, really do. And we got a bunch of good local people that we want to fucking tap in with an interview.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
And this has been the Social Dilemma episode, I think. The
You want
social
to end it
media.
with a Jerry's finals thoughts? What y'all want to do?
I would love to. After regaling you with the Riff Raff tale, what are your final thoughts on everything that we've
I
talked
mean,
about?
I think the general consensus on everything is the new culture of everything that is going on in the world, and the culture of everything is being shifted by the internet.
Yeah.
And I just want everybody to think for yourselves. You
That's
know what
the
I'm saying?
biggest
Stay
one.
true to yourself. If something don't sit right with you, it's probably because it just don't sit right with you. You don't have to conform to what everybody else is doing to feel validated or whatever. If something feel whack, it's probably fucking whack. Get some new friends. Get to moving. Do your thing. Move forward. You know what I mean? Don't let what everybody else is doing affect you. Be original. Be yourself. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Be who you want to be on the internet. Be that in real life.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Be Riff Raff.
Be riffraff.
Yo, if you're going to do that shit online,
I don't
you
even
better-
think Riff Raff is Riff Raff.
I don't know, man. I don't know. His beard was trimmed pretty funny.
He had the zigzags.
Yeah, he was a neon icon when I saw him.
That's funny.
But honestly, what Chris said, verbatim.
Same.
Be your fucking self. Do your OnlyFans. Promote that shit. Go get a job too.
Be naked in real
Get
life.
more money.
If it feel
Fuck.
right, do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
want to show them B flips? Go ahead, and then go get a job.
Yeah. I'm not
Do
gonna
what you
say-
want.
I'm not going to say go outside because I don't, but maybe don't sift through the comments so much. Just
Yeah,
to piggyback off both these
Go
guys.
sit in the sun for a minute.
You know,
Fuck.
maybe. Don't sneeze though.
No.
Yeah, man, sift through your stuff, and then, you know, if you're going to say something online, maybe think, can I back this? Would I say this in real life? You know, be kind too. Take a breath. You know, it's easier to keep scrolling, in my opinion, than to engage with strangers on the internet.
Yep.
And also, take it with a grain of salt. Like, let's laugh about it. Like,
Yeah.
let's not all be so fucking serious all the time or jump to conclusions, because it's a great tool. It can allow you to tap into with a lot of people.
If you utilize it the right way,
Yeah.
yes.
It's like a book. It's like it's just a tool for knowledge and for connecting. So if it doesn't consume you and it doesn't influence you to the point where you don't feel right and you're not being yourself, then it's great. So with that, I'm gonna fucking hop on my phone and post this.
To the internet.